Long before headlines, before markets, before modern fear, people stood at the edge of uncertainty and asked the same question we ask today. How do we remain steady when the world around us begins to shake? Empires rose, empires collapsed. But some people discovered something deeper, a fortress that could not be touched by circumstance. Welcome to Wisdom Chronicles, Ancient Wisdom, Modern Questions. Today, we explore what Stoicism teaches us when everything around us feels uncertain. The headlines say, the economy is failing, the climate is shifting, social trust is weakening, technology is moving faster than we understand. People whisper about collapse, economic collapse, social collapse, personal collapse. And maybe you felt it too, not necessarily in the news, but inside yourself. That feeling that something stable is becoming unstable, that the future no longer feels predictable. But while the world outside burns, the Stoics would ask, must your inner world burn too? Marcus Aurelius lived through plague, war, political uncertainty, loss, and still he remained calm, not because he controlled events, but because he mastered himself. Today, I want to show you why the collapse of certainty may become the beginning of who you were meant to become. Every generation believes its problems are unprecedented. People say, these are unusual times. But history tells another story. Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome during one of its most difficult periods. The Antonine Plague spread, borders collapsed, fear spread through cities. People lost confidence. Sound familiar? Yet Marcus did not panic. He wrote, he reflected, he trained his mind, because he understood something many of us forget. Civilizations are seasons. Spring becomes summer, summer becomes autumn, autumn becomes winter. Nothing outside remains permanent. And the mistake we make is treating temporary things as permanent. Jobs, markets, status, comfort. The Stoics would ask, if all of it disappeared tomorrow, what would remain? Your answer is your real wealth, your discipline, your courage, your values, your integrity. That is your true home, not the outer world, but the inner one. If shelves become empty, let your character remain full. If conditions worsen, let your standards remain high. Now comes one of the greatest Stoic ideas ever created, the Dichotomy of Control. Two circles. Circle 1, what you control. Circle 2, what you do not. You control your actions, your judgment, your response. You do not control prices, governments, markets, opinions, the weather, the economy. Yet where do most people live? Circle 2, trying to command things they never owned. And when reality refuses, they collapse. Stoicism says, withdraw your energy, bring it home, focus where your influence exists. If food is abundant, practice gratitude. If food is scarce, practice adaptability. Neither should own you. The Stoics were not detached, they were disciplined. Because when crisis comes, clarity becomes power. There is another Stoic practice, one that sounds strange until you understand it. Premeditatio Malorum, negative visualization. Imagine losing comfort. Imagine inconvenience. imagine starting over. Not to create fear, but to remove fear, because panic is often the child of surprise. If your happiness depends entirely on conditions, then conditions become your master. But if you can imagine hardship without breaking, you become free. The Stoics asked, "What if I lost everything?" Then answered, "I would still remain myself." Imagine eating simple food. Imagine silence. Imagine fewer possessions. Imagine rebuilding. And notice something surprising. You survive. You adapt. You remain. Preparedness is not pessimism. Preparedness is calm. And calm is strength. There is an old story. An oak tree mocked the willow. The oak stood tall, rigid, proud. The willow bent, soft, flexible. Then the great storm came. The oak resisted and snapped. The willow bent, touched the earth, and rose again. Stoicism is often misunderstood. People imagine emotional armor, coldness, rigidity. But real Stoicism looks different. It adapts without surrendering identity. You bend but do not break. You change but remain rooted. The collapse is not the end. It is weather, and weather passes. So now I want to ask you, are you preparing for the future with fear or with philosophy? Tell me below, what is one modern luxury you realize you could actually live without? And if you want to begin building your own inner fortress, check the description for the Stoic Daily Journal. And if this chronicle gave you perspective, subscribe to Wisdom Chronicles, because next time we explore an unexpected lesson from Sufi philosophy and why calm people often appear powerful. The world may change, systems may change, conditions may change, but truth does not. Build your fortress, stay virtuous, and remember, the strongest walls are built within. We'll see you in the next chronicle. Like and subscribe to our channel. Ancient wisdom, modern questions.